This is a tutorial on how to go about making a crown hat, and I'm using Lion's brand Jiffy Thick and Quick, which is, I believe, a super bulky yarn, and I'm using the yellow and I'm using a red. And so I've started off at the base of the hat and I've E-wrap casted on all the pegs. Now in the pattern I will include the different sizing, but this is generally how to go about it. So what I've done is I've gone in and E-wrapped my first row, purled my second row, and then did a combo of 3 E-wrap, 2 purl all the way around, and then do my adjustments for however many pegs on these last few here. And I think I decided to do 2 E-wrap and then 2 purl to finish off. So after that, then you're going to E-wrap another row and then you're going to purl a row. After you've done that, because that's pretty easy to follow in a written pattern, we're going to do the actual crown section, where you have the prongs that are going to come out from the base. What I'm going to do is do it in 9 sections of 9 pegs, which I should have 5 prongs all the way around. So what I'm going to do is E-wrap 9. Okay. And how this is going to work is you're going to do three rows of 9, which is row 2, and whatever a size you're doing on any loom you're doing this on that I've written down, you're going to do the general gist of this, and this is 3. And I'll explain how the general gist of this goes. So you decide however many pegs that you're needing to do depending on the loom you're using, and however many pegs you're using, you E-wrap 3. This is a short row section. Now we're going to create a point. We're going to do like I normally do on my ears. So at this point we're going to E-wrap over 8. And what this means is if you've got 9, you're going to E-wrap all the way over until just before the last peg of the short row section that you're working on. And then you're just going to toss the loops over. Now that we've done that, you're going to start working in between the last end pegs of this short row. So peg 1 and peg 9 you're not going to be working, so you're going to be working from pegs 2 and 8. So you're working like a pyramid is what you need to keep in mind. And that one over where you go all the way over except just before that last one, you're gradually allowing it to go up to that point, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So at this point you're going to E-wrap 7, for 3 rows, and here's row 2, and 3, and then do know you're going to do the same thing because we're creating like a pyramid. So at this rate you're going to E-wrap over until just before the last 2. because now we're fixing to work 5 for 3 rows. And now you should have 2 on each side of the short row section that you're not using, and you're going to E-wrap 5 for 3 rows. So here's row 1. Okay, there's your 3. Now we're going to work ourselves down to the 3 pegs in between. So you're going to E-wrap 4, and so you're going to have 3 on one side just before that. Remember, we're building a pyramid. Okay, and now we're going to E-wrap 3 for 2 rows. There's 1 and there's 2. Now you're going to E-wrap 4, and you're going to slowly add the pegs back in to reverse the pyramid that you've just created. So now you're going to E-wrap 5 for 3 rows. So here's row 1. 2, 3, and now you're going to add in your 1 on the end. So you're going to E-wrap 6 so that you can E-wrap 7 for 3 rows. So here's 7 for 3 rows, so this is row 1. Two, 3, 'Then you're going to add back in 1 at the end and do 8. And then you're back at 9 pegs for 3 rows. Again, no matter if you are doing even or odd number of pegs, you're still doing this concept, and you'll either be going down to 3 pegs or 2 pegs depending on the size point you're wanting to do. And here's 2. And 3. Okay, And now you'll notice you've ended up back in your starting point. I'm going to show you how to go about doing this. Now you've got your point, as you can see right there, and what you're going to do is you're going to bring your original loops back onto the pegs. And how you're going to do that is you're going to go to the next peg, and you're going to see that wrap around, and there you will follow that line. Okay. And I don't actually like to go for the true original loop because it can be more frustrating than you would like. So I go for the in-between loops and put them back on. And so you're going to put all those loops back on. And let's see. There's my connector right there. Okay. Now, making sure that your working yarn's been away from that, you're going to E-wrap those 9 pegs and toss both loops over. And you'll have completed your first prong. Now, because this isn't an even 45, one of my extensions of my crown is going to be 8 pegs rather than 9. So, there is that. Now, what you want to do is, if you're having to do 8 pegs, and if you're doing the 36 peg loom, you will have 4 prongs rather than 5 if you do the 9 pegs. But that's how you do it if you do the 9 pegs. So go ahead and do the next 9 and the next 9 and the next 9, which you should have a total of 5 prongs. Switch your color, do however many rows, and then you'll finish off by actually dividing the loom into 4s, and then we're going to show a decrease. So go ahead and pause the video and go back to your written pattern and follow the instructions after you finish your crown, your prong row, and the change of colors. So follow that up until we get ready to divide in 4 and decrease. Okay, I finished the crown area and I've done my rows up to the point I am fixing to start doing separating into 4 parts, which is going to be sections of 11 on the 44 peg loom, and it's going to be sections of 9 on the 36 peg loom. And basically what you should have is approximately 20 rows from your first E-wrap row on. So that should be approximately 20 rows to keep up with. Okay, at this rate, what we'll want to do is E-wrap 11. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our 11th peg, move it in to decrease, and our first peg, and move it in to decrease. Okay. And then you're going to E-wrap, and on those decreased pegs, toss both loops over, like that. Then you're going to E-wrap a row, and toss your loops over. Decrease by 1 on each side. E-wrap. Toss both loops over. On the decreased pegs. Then you're going to E-wrap. Then decrease by 1 on each side again. E-wrap. Then E-wrap again. Decrease by 1 on each side. E-wrap. Then E-wrap. Then decrease on each side. E-wrap all 3 loops together. And then wrap it one more time. Snip the end and pull through. Now what you've just done is a section, and you're going to repeat this in the next 3 sections of 11. Then you're going to take all the end strings and flip the hat inside out and tie them together, and then you're going to sew that together to create a crown. And after you do that, I would suggest going in and sewing up your edges here to clean those edges up and make them nice and smooth, and then you're done. That's how you make the crown hat.